Hello, students. Welcome to Music Appreciation here at UACCM. I am Mr. Logan Smith. I'm your instructor for this course. You are enrolled in the summer course, the 8-week version of this class. And the first thing I wanted to do for this class was to introduce myself and to give you kind of a rundown of what to expect in this class, go over the syllabus, go over how the assignments work, how to connect to McGraw-Hill Connect, and all of that stuff that you'll need to know here early on. So as I said, my name is Mr. Logan Smith. I am a graduate of University of Central Arkansas for both my bachelor's and master's degrees. I was a band director for about 10 years before taking this job, and now I teach music appreciation full-time here at UACCM. I teach both online and face-to-face classes, and I also am a director of music for a small church in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And as you can see behind me, I am in my home studio here, and I also play several instruments, guitar and bass and keyboards and synthesizers and all kinds of stuff. And I have a YouTube channel under the name Logan Jacob, where I post videos regarding electronic music, some of my electronic music, and also some collaborations that I've done with some of my friends in the jazz world, along with some classical compositions and just everything that I've done over the last few years. If you go to YouTube and search for Logan Jacob, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's certainly not required for this class. You can also find me on Facebook. If you search for Logan Jacob Music, go to fb.me/Logan Jacob Music to find my official page there if you care about that stuff. You can also reach me if you need anything for the class. The best way to reach me is smithlogan@uaccm.edu, and there's a link to that email in Blackboard. You can also find it in the syllabus. So like I said, for this video, I'm going to jump over to sharing my screen on the computer, and we're going to go over all of the stuff that you need to know, all the syllabus and the course materials, pages, how to navigate through Blackboard, and all of that stuff. I've also posted a video from McGraw-Hill Connect about connecting your McGraw-Hill Connect account to Blackboard. So make sure that you check that out before you go to complete assignments and course materials, because you will need to know that. You will have to have your accounts connected to be able to receive credit. All right, so I'm going to jump over to the screen here and share everything with you. I just wanted you to have a face to go with the name, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon.
Okay, so when you first log in to Blackboard, this is what it's going to look like. You'll see this wonderful little Bitmoji of me with some instructions here. I suggest that you read all of that and do as it says. So basically, it says to go over to the syllabus section of the book and start there. So if you've made it to this video, you've probably already done this, because the top thing there is this video, is a link to this video. So if you're watching it, you're good. The next 3 or 4 documents that you have underneath here are all related to the syllabus and the overall stuff that you need to know about this course. So to be able to view the syllabus, click on it here, and it will download it as a Word document. Okay, so this is what the syllabus looks like. It's got all of my information here, where my office is, although I'm not in my office really much during the summer, my phone number, and my email address. So that is really important. If you need to be able to get a hold of me, then I strongly suggest you do it through my UACCM email address, which is smithlogan@uaccm.edu. My office phone does ring through to my cell phone, so you can call that, and I will answer even if I'm if I'm not at work, not in my office. And then for office hours, I don't really have office hours during the summer. We have what are called virtual office hours. So if you need to meet with me for something, then we can meet over Collaborate, or I can go up to campus and we can meet in my office. If we do need to meet in person, just let me know. Just shoot me an email and I'll make an appointment with me, and we can get together and talk about whatever we need to. All right, here you can find some of the information about the course, the description, all of that stuff. This ACTS equivalent course number, MUSC 1003, that is an important thing to make note of, because whenever you go, if you transfer to Tech or to UCA or Fayetteville or something, they're going to need to know that number so that they can give you the credit for taking music appreciation here at UACCM, so that you can get credit for it at another school. So just keep that in mind. And of course, it should automatically transfer, but if it doesn't, pull back up the syllabus, give them that course number. If all else fails, just have them call the registrar's office here, and we'll get it taken care of. The required text, you are required to have the access code to the textbook. Now, You don't have to actually have the physical textbook for this class. You do have to have the access code. All right, so if you would like to just use the access code that comes with a digital version of the book, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, you can just buy that access code, and that's perfectly fine. Or you can buy the physical textbook if you want to have the physical textbook. It doesn't really matter. You can go through the bookstore and get that, or you can look up the ISBN number if you want to buy it somewhere else. That's perfectly fine as well. You might be able to find it cheaper somewhere else, maybe even just going directly through McGraw-Hill. Technology requirements here are pretty normal for any online class. You have to have access to Microsoft Office, which you can get for free. If you have any questions about that, let me know, as well as the Acrobat Reader to be able to open PDF files. And of course, you need to have internet access to your email, all of that good stuff. Basic computing skills so that you know how to do your online classes. Hopefully, if you signed up for the online class, you're aware of all that stuff and are good to go there. You can find all of our institutional outcomes, program learning outcomes, course learning outcomes here if you would like to read over that. The important stuff down here, we get to our grading scale and how this works. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it and make sure that we are clear on all this stuff. So we have 4 different categories of work in this class. I do use a weighted grading scale. So with these 4 different categories, the homework, the in-class work, all of the assignments that you do for my class, and they'll all be listed under the category assignment in the gradebook, those all together are worth 35% of your total grade. The performance assessments, which are 2 major assignments that I'll go over a little bit later on, those are each worth 10% of your grade. There's 2 of them, so together those are worth 20% of your total grade. The exams here, we will have 6 exams, and those all together are worth 30% of your final grade. And then the final exam is worth 15% of your final grade for a total of 100% for the class. We follow a normal grading scale. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and then below 60 is a failing grade. Okay, I do round up, by the way. So if you have a 89.5 at the end of the semester, that will round up to the whole number of a 90. So that will count as an A. So be aware of that. I do round up to the nearest whole number. So homework and in-class work, you can read about all of that stuff here. Basically, you're going to have assignments. They're graded basically as pass-fail. You get a number of points for them for the most part. Sometimes, if it's a listening assignment and there are 20 questions and you only answer 15 of them, you'll get a 15 out of 20 on them. Okay, so be aware that that's how that works there. So make sure that you get that taken care of. We don't really have to worry about being present to class and participating or anything like that because we don't have an actual physical class. So just read over that stuff and you should be good. 2 of the homework grades total will be dropped at the end of the semester. Okay, the performance assessments, like I said, I'm going to talk about those later. So let's just kind of put those on the back burner for now. Don't stress too much about that. The exams, as I said, we will have 6 total exams. They come pretty quickly, and I'll show you the schedule for that here in just a minute. And then you have a final exam, which is our comprehensive final at the end of the semester. You are required to use Respondus Monitor to take the exams. You've probably used it by now, but if not, there's a link to be able to download it. Basically, it just locks down your computer so that you have to be in Respondus to be able to do the test, and it won't let you open up anything else. And it also uses your webcam to kind of keep track and make sure you're not cheating on your test. And that is a state mandated thing by our accreditors. So to be able to be an accredited university, we have to require that for exams, you use Respondus Monitor. Okay, I think everything else is pretty normal. I will talk about attendance. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So as far as attendance for this class, for online classes, you basically get attendance once a week, okay? And you have to have submitted an assignment at least within that week for you to be considered present, okay? So You need to get your first couple of assignments done in that first week. Otherwise, you'll be marked as never attended and you will be dropped from the class. So make sure that you do those first assignments by the due date. And then from there on, every week, I'll get on at Monday at 9 a.m. and I'll check to see if you've completed any work for the week. It's not just logged on. You have to have actually completed work for the week. And then you'll get your attendance for that week. So if I do count you absent, you will get an email that says I counted you absent, and here's why. If you think that's a mistake, just email me and say, hey, I think this was a mistake. Could you go back and double check? And I'll double check it and make sure that I didn't make a mistake in there. Okay. For an online class, our drop policy is that if you have a failing grade and you have 2 absences, you will be dropped from the class. Okay. Now, the way the absences work, because the absences are keeping track of whether you're turning in assignments, if you don't turn in any assignments, you're probably going to have an F anyway. So make sure that you're keeping up with this stuff. Once you do get below a 60%, if you have 2 absences, then you will be withdrawn from the course. And this is a very quick class. It goes by over 8 weeks really fast, but that will sneak up on you if you're not careful. So I want to do what's best for you. I want to make sure that you're catching up and that you don't end up with an F on your transcript if something happens and you do end up needing to drop. That's why we have that administrative withdrawal thing in place. Now, of course, you can always make sure that you appeal that if you need to, and that's fine. Okay, honor code, email, you can find all that normal stuff in there. I'm not going to go over every detail of this. A couple of extra little things here. The UACCM Music YouTube channel is where I usually post lectures. You went there to find this video, so it's just easier for me to get videos put on YouTube as opposed to just putting them in each individual class. So I like to share videos from around. So I recommend that you kind of explore that. I do have most of my lectures from the last couple of semesters in that YouTube channel. So if it would benefit you to be able to hear me lecture about a certain whatever we're talking about that week, a certain subject, then you can go in and find those. And if you have questions about those or you want a link to a specific section or whatever, just let me know and I'll be sure to give that to you. Also, I do have the link for McGraw-Hill Connect, and I'm going to show you how to get to that in just a minute. So that's the syllabus, nice and easy, nothing crazy. There should look pretty similar to other syllabi that you've had. And of course, if you do have any questions about it, please let me know and I will be happy to help you. Okay, going back to our syllabus folder in Blackboard. The course schedule is basically a really kind of a brief overview of what's going on for the semester, of how I'm doing everything. So this is what the course schedule looks like. It shows you a week-by-week breakdown of what's going on. It also shows you when major assignments are due. Now, I don't have every single assignment listed on this one. I do have it listed on the other one, so we'll look at that in just a minute. But this shows you week 1 is this first week, June 6th through the 14th, all the stuff that we're going over in this first week when the exam is due. You'll notice that all of the exams, most of the exams, I should say, are due on Monday. So it's the Monday following that week at 8 a.m. That's why I take attendance at 9, because taking that exam will count for your attendance. If the exam is due by 8, then I go in at 9 and see if you took the exam or not. And that, makes sure that we know that you did your stuff and you got your exam done. Okay. Notice that we do have an exam almost every week. This is a very fast-paced class. Okay. There's a lot of information to cram into just 8 weeks. So it is going to move very quickly. All right, so you can kind of see the breakdown of all the chapters. Don't be alarmed. Yes, it looks like we're going to cover 18 chapters in week 3, but that's really only like 30 pages of the textbook. Each of these chapters is pretty short, so it's not just a whole lot of extra information. It'll go by pretty fast. And I'm going to show you kind of the quick and easy way to get through this stuff without having to read every single sentence. All right, so that is the course schedule. It also has the final exam due there. The final exam you'll be able to take on Respondus, and I'll send out an announcement to tell you that that's available, and that will be due on August 2nd at 8 a.m. Now, you also have the opportunity to take it in person, so if you need to take the final exam in person, just let me know, and I will schedule a time to meet with you if you'd rather do that. Okay, going back over here, if you click on this course outline and due dates, I actually already have this one open, so I'll flip over to that. That is this one, and this page is a really handy one. I would, have it available, print it out, stick it somewhere so that you can see it, because that's going to tell you everything that's due within a given week. So all of your assignments that are due, I've got them broken down here. So this first week, you have a syllabus assignment that I'll show you in a minute, a practice assignment, and then you've got your first couple of SmartBook assignments, and then your first few listening assignments. And I'm going to go over what all those are here in just a minute, so don't stress about that. And then I do, of course, have the exam dates on there. You will notice that I have a couple of discussion board assignments. One is due during week 3, one is due during week 8. So we'll get more information about those later on, as well as more information about the performance assessments. You've got performance assessment 1 during week 5. Notice you don't have an exam that week. And then performance assessment 2 is due week 7, and you don't have an exam that week either. So I tried to work it out so that the 2 weeks that you don't have exams, you have performance assessments due instead. Okay, now I'll go over how these assignments work in more detail later on, but you have a page here that shows you everything that's due for that week. This is kind of your checklist to go through and make sure that you did everything for the week so that you get all of your credit. Okay, coming back over here, we have our course expectations. This is another Word document file, I should say. Course expectations look like this. Just read through this. It's nothing, crazy or mind-blowing or groundbreaking or anything here. In fact, I actually borrowed this from one of our other teachers, one of our technology teachers, Miss Bradley. So read over this, make sure that you're familiar with this information. It's basically a lot of the stuff that I'm going over here, but it's a good idea to read through it just to make sure. I do want to stop and talk a little bit about these assignment due dates. So the course outline provides a detailed look at when all the assignments are going to be turned in. And late work can be turned in 1 week for up to 1 week late for partial credit for all of the weeks except for the last week. Because of when grades are due for summer classes, I cannot take any work after week 8. So you'll need to make sure that you turn all of your late work in by July 30th to be able to get credit. If all else fails, guys, do the work. If you are a few days late on it and you don't know if I'm going to take credit or take it for credit or not, go ahead and turn it in. I'm probably going to give you some credit for it anyway. It's always a good idea to shoot me an email and let me know, hey, I did these SmartBook assignments late. Can you go in and look at them? And I'll talk about why in just a minute. But, if you're going to turn stuff in late, be sure to shoot me an email to let me know, and then I'll be able to go in and give you the credit for those. All right, if you do turn something in late and you notice that weeks are going by and you haven't gotten credit for it, again, send me an email and let me know what's going on, and I'll make sure to go back and check that stuff out. Okay, I'm pretty easy to communicate with. I do respond to emails very quickly, so if you ever have a question, if you're ever unsure about anything, shoot me an email, and I will be happy to answer the question as best I can. Okay, I think that goes over everything in the syllabus section. So let's go over to the announcements section here on the left side. Now, if you've been using Blackboard for a year or so, you'll notice that everything looks completely different now. Blackboard updated, so it's all pretty similar. Everything's kind of in the same place that it was, but it's kind of a sleeker, more modern look to it. So the announcements page looks like this. And what I would like you to do, please, is to go to that announcement page, and right here where it says Remind 101 Feed, I need you to hit this Join Class button. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to be a part of this feed from Remind 101, that whenever I post an announcement, it'll either send you an email or a text letting you know that I posted an announcement. I sign up for the Remind for any classes that I take because I like to get those text messages just so I know what's going on for the week. I'll send you text messages to let you know that exams are available or just as a reminder of what to do for this week, stuff like that. So it's a good idea to join that as well. If you don't want to, though, it's not a big deal. Just come in and look at these announcements pretty regularly so that you know what's going on. You don't want to miss any information. All of the information that I'm going to give you during the semester is going to come through this Remind 101 feed through the announcements page here. All right, so be sure to check that pretty regularly so that you know what's going on. And especially, by the way, if there are any mistakes in the assignments, I make a lot of these assignments by hand, and I do occasionally make mistakes. So if I have to correct something, I'll put that in the announcements here. So you'll want to make sure you get those so that you don't, miss that something has been changed and you need to work on it. Okay, that is the announcements. Let's go over to course materials. Now, course materials is where you're going to find all of the assignments. The bulk of this class you're going to spend in course materials. Okay, so I have these folders designed for every week. And again, you've got these lovely Bitmoji of my face there to guide you along. So for week 1, you'll just click on this link and it'll open up all of the stuff that you need to know for this week. And you can just go top to bottom and it'll tell you everything you need. Every week, I will have these instructions written out for you, telling you exactly what you need to do. So this is week 1, June 7th through 14th. So the first thing you need to do is read over the syllabus, course outline, and watch the video that you're watching now, and then complete the practice assignments below. These are practice assignments, but they are counted for a grade. So don't be turned off by the fact that they're called practice assignments. I do count these for a grade. So I'm going to skip down to those real quick, and then we'll come back to the rest of these instructions. Okay, if we come down here to practice assignments and click on that folder, we have 2 practice assignments. The first one is a syllabus quiz. So this is a short quiz over some of the stuff, the important stuff about the syllabus, due dates for things, some of my policy information, my email address, just simple stuff like that. It'll take you 2 minutes to do it. But what's important about it is that it does require you to use the Respondus Lockdown browser so that you have a chance to do that before the first exam so that you're not freaking out on Monday morning trying to make sure that you get the exam done by 8 a.m. So if you don't already have the Respondus Lockdown browser, you can click on that link to find it. And once you do that, you'll come back into the course. You'll log into Blackboard and find the course, find this quiz, click on it, and it'll take you through the process of taking that exam taking the quiz in this case, in the Respondus Lockdown browser. So it'll work that way for all of the exams that we have. So that's why I did this assignment the way I did, so that you could see exactly how every assignment, every exam is going to work for this course. Now, practice assignment 1 is a Word document assignment. This one is similar to the listening assignments that you'll have, and I'll take you through those in a minute and show you what those look like anyway. But this is kind of a practice version of that. So when you click on the assignment, you've got just a little link for a document here. For these assignments, you will need to download the document, answer the questions on the document, and then upload the document back into Blackboard to be able to get credit for it. So I'll show you what that assignment looks like. So this is practice assignment 1. Pretty simple. You've got instructions here. So you're going to answer this question: what are some of your favorite musicians and music groups to listen to? And then you're going to name 3 of your favorite songs and list the artist that performs them. If you want to include a YouTube or Spotify link or an Apple Music link or something in there, that's perfectly fine. I do love to listen to these, so take it seriously. Put in something that you really like. It's interesting to me to learn what you guys are interested in. So list that stuff there, and then I'll have you listen to this song on YouTube and give me just a quick little, couple of sentences about how that makes you feel. Answer that. Now, here's the important part. You need to save the document before you upload it. You have to save the document before you upload it. If you don't, it's going to upload the last saved document that it has on the computer, which doesn't have any answers on it. So type your answers, then go and save the document, and then upload it. Okay, now I am using a Mac for this, and I do have Microsoft Office for Mac, which I got for free through the school. You can do that as well. If you don't know how to do that, shoot me an email and I'll show you how. But if you are a Mac user and you are using Pages for your assignments, then you're going to have to do something a little bit special here. It looks like this. Looks pretty much the exact same, right? You can do the assignment in Pages. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. I like Pages. I use it pretty often. But when you go to save your file, if you are in a Mac, you need to go up here and hit Export to, and either export it as a PDF file or as a Word file. Okay, Blackboard will not let me open a .pages file. Even on my Mac, I would have to download it and then open it there. It takes twice as long to grade, and it's a huge pain. So I will not give you credit if you upload a Pages document. So you need to either save it, export it as a PDF or as a Word document, and then upload it into the assignment to be able to get credit for it. Okay? All right, let me jump back over here. So once you've got that done, you'll go to Browse Local Files, click on the assignment, hit Upload. Make sure that it says either .doc, .docx, or .pdf right there, and then you'll hit Submit. Now you'll notice when I submit this file, it's going to show me a preview right here. So after it does the conversion, if it doesn't show you your assignment exactly with your answers and everything, then something's wrong. Okay, this is exactly what I'm going to look at whenever I'm grading it. So if you don't have any answers here, then I'm going to assume that you haven't done it yet, and I'm going to give you a 0. Okay, so if that's the case, if you accidentally uploaded a blank one, go back, save your document, and then hit Start New and do another attempt at it, okay? You can upload all of these assignments as many times as you need to be able to get the right one in there, because I have so many students that make that mistake. They accidentally upload blank documents, okay? So those are the practice assignments that are due on Monday the 14th, so make sure that you get those done. They really won't take you very much time at all. So then it says complete part 1, the elements of music, which consists of reading part 1, chapters 1 through 10, then completing the assignments listed below. And those assignments that are all due on Monday at 8 a.m., Monday the 14th at 8 a.m., are the syllabus assignment, which is a multiple choice assignment in test format. We've just talked about that. The practice 1 assignment, which we just talked about. And then the smart book assignments, which are a little bit different. We'll go over those in a minute. There are 2 of those, part 1, chapters 1 through 2, and then part 1, chapters 3 through 20, which seems like a lot, but it's not that bad. And then 2 listening assignments. All of that is due on Monday, along with your first exam, which will be made available Friday and is due Monday at 8 a.m. Okay, so if you come down here, your smart book assignments, these assignments are going to require you to have access to McGraw-Hill Connect. So this is why you have to buy that access code. So make sure you've bought that access code before you start to do these assignments. You can get a 2-week free trial. So if you know that you're going to buy the code within the next week, you can actually go ahead and sign in and start working on this stuff and then add in your code later. But that's kind of a special case that I'll need to deal with later. So to log into McGraw-Hill Connect, you're going to click on the first assignment here, enter your school email address, and then you'll put in your access code. So when you click on these SmartBook assignments, and again, I've got instructions here, you can follow these bullet points if you want to. I recommend doing this method, which is just to click on the assignment, and it's going to take you where you need to go. Okay, so these SmartBook assignments, all of these are through McGraw-Hill Connect. And this is basically just guided reading. Okay, so you'll click on these assignments. It's going to take you over to McGraw-Hill Connect. Now, I've already logged in and created my account, so that's why it takes me straight here. If I hadn't done that, you would actually be given a screen that'll tell you to put in your email address. So to do that, you'll need to put in your school email address. It'll ask you some questions about creating the profile, making a password, and all that stuff. Do that. And then on the next screen, you'll have a tab that allows you to put in the access code. So you'll need to do that, and then you'll have access to McGraw-Hill Connect. You will need to do that by clicking on this SmartBook assignment. Okay, so the first thing before you ever try to log into McGraw-Hill Connect, go to this SmartBook assignment, click on the link, and then that way it'll link your McGraw-Hill account to our Blackboard page so that all of your grades will transfer over automatically. Okay, now if that doesn't work, if you've already logged into McGraw-Hill Connect and done it that way, I can fix it. Just let me know. I just have to fix it manually. But the easiest thing to do is to click on this and follow the instructions there. Okay, if you have not already purchased the access code, there'll actually be a link there for you to go ahead and buy the access code if you want to do it that way. Okay. So those SmartBook assignments are basically just guided reading. Like I said, when you hit begin It's going to open up this page, and it's going to have some questions that it's going to ask you about, and or you can just start reading. And when you read, you'll notice that it already has stuff highlighted. So anything that it's going to ask you about, it actually has highlighted already for you. So you can kind of skim over the stuff that's not highlighted. And again, this is a smart version of the textbook, which has all these little videos and stuff, which are super handy. So I recommend watching them. They're all pretty short. They kind of go over all the information to make things a little bit easier for you to do. All right, once you've done the reading, you can hit Start Questions. It'll ask you the questions, and you'll go through there, just like you would like a quiz or something like that. All right, now all the information here is basically what's going to be on the exam. Okay, so nothing too surprising there, and it's all pretty basic information about the content, about each chapter. Okay. If you're done, you can hit Exit Assignment. It'll take you back to Blackboard. All right, so that's the SmartBook assignments. And then you have your listening assignments here. So for these, you will need to, again, download the document. So click on the assignment, download the document here, complete your answers, and then upload the document. Now, I do want to take you through how to do these listening assignments real quick. What I've done for your class, you have access through McGraw-Hill Connect to all of the audio files that you need to listen to. And it's the exact recordings that I want you to listen to, so you don't have to go to YouTube or something like that. So for this first listening assignment, it's over 2 pieces, the first 2 pieces in the book, which are The Firebird Suite by Igor Stravinsky and Sea Jam Blues by Duke Ellington. Okay, so what I've done is I've told you where those are in the textbook so that you can go to the textbook and listen to those pieces and then answer your questions here. Now, obviously, you'll need to go to the online textbook, the digital version of the textbook, to do that. Okay, so let me show you how to do that here. You'll go to McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay, so you'll go to McGraw-Hill Connect. It will look like this. Click on our class. All right. Now here, you can actually go to the textbook. If you click this little icon here in the bottom left, it takes you straight to the digital version of the textbook. So you click on that. By the way, yours may say pop-up blocked up at the top. If it does, you can hit the little icon there and it will allow the pop-up again. There you go. Okay. Here we go. So here is our textbook. So for this assignment, it says location in textbook, pages 9 and 10, and this is The Firebird Scene 2 by Igor Stravinsky. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go into part 1, and you'll notice that you've got page numbers as you go through here. So we're still in the preface here, blah, blah, blah. All right, page 2, page 6. All right, so this assignment is labeled Listening Assignment 1.1. That is Part 1, Chapter 1. That's what that 1.1 means. Part 1, Chapter 1. So Part 1 in the textbook is elements. That's what we're covering this week, this first week of class. So Chapter 1 is here, sound, pitch, dynamics, and tone color. So everything from 1.1 is going to be found in this section. So if you scroll down, and you've read all this stuff because of your SmartBook assignments already, and if you go down here, you'll see a little audio player for the Firebird Suite. And then you can click on that, and it'll actually play the piece for you. So you can listen to it, you can read about it, which you'll need to, and then you can go back over here and answer the questions. So all of these answers can be found in this section about the Firebird Suite. So for instance, question 1, what instruments are used in this piece? Well, here they are. Every instrument listed right there. All right. Now, unfortunately, you can't copy and paste from the textbook. For copyright reasons, it doesn't let you do that. But you can at least get the information you need to there. So, and then it'll say, what instruments provide the melody at 1 minute and 3 seconds? Well, if I scroll down here, at 1 minute and 3 seconds, the violins and the flutes take over the melody. So almost all of the questions, I should say, can be answered directly from the textbook. All right. Do your best to find them in the textbook. Don't go and Google them because you might find an incorrect answer. I have a lot of students that give me some random answers for these assignments, and it's because they go and Google them rather than actually just looking in the textbook for the right answer. Okay? Pretty much all of it is there, so you should be able to find everything you need, including listening to it. The next piece is CJM Blues, which we can find right there. And we'll fill in all this information, save it because that's important. If you're in Pages, export it as a Word file and then go to Browse Local Files, just like you did with the practice assignment, and turn it in. Okay, so I think that's all you need to know to get started with this class. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email or call my office phone number, and I will be happy to guide you through whatever I need to. We can set up a collaborate session so we can talk to each other face to face. You can share your screen with me, and I can tell you where to go to do everything you need to do. So just please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. And remember, the send email button here is great. If you need to send me an email, just click on that and it'll go straight to your school email and have you send me an email. And I've got my email address plastered all over everything, so you should be able to find all the stuff that you need. Okay. So I'm going to send it back over to myself to close things out. Thank you very much, and I'll give you more information about the performance assessments later, and look for some more instructional videos coming in the next week or two. Thanks. Enjoy.
All right, I'm back. So that's all the basic stuff that you need to know for this class. I hope that you found it informative. If you have any questions or you're not sure about something, again, feel free to call me through my office phone number listed in the syllabus, or you can also email me at smithlogan@uaccm.edu. Now, my office phone is set to forward to my cell phone, so even if I'm not in my office, which I'm not for the summer, you can still get a hold of me through that number. And again, that number is listed on the course syllabus. But of course, the best way to get in touch with me is smithlogan@uaccm.edu. I usually answer within 24 hours. If you email me during the day, I will probably answer within an hour or so of you emailing me. But if you email me between about 9 o'clock at night and 7 o'clock in the morning, it'll be a few hours before I get back to you. It'll be the next business day usually, but I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. It's great to meet all of you, and I look forward to working with you throughout this course, and I hope to see you soon.